Ginny Grolke, Executive Director at the Kentucky Horse Council. Some people think to themselves they'd like to have a horse. Particularly young girls think, I want a horse, I want a horse. Before you jump into horse ownership, there might be some things you want to think about and give serious thought to. Because horse ownership is difficult to explain if you haven't tried it at some level. So let me ask you some questions that you might think about if you're thinking about owning a horse. First of all, do you have the commitment to owning a horse? And the reason I use the word commitment is that horses generally eat 2 to 3 times a day, every single day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays. They need to be taken care of. So you need to either be willing to be there to feed them and water them and make sure they're fine and not injured, or you need to have the finances to hire someone who is experienced in that area to help you be there at all times. The second thing is, do I have the finances for a horse? Talk to a current horse owner in your financial situation similar to your economic level and see what they're paying for daily, monthly, weekly ownership of that horse. Because there are obviously things that you think about right away, such as food, but then there are veterinarian bills. There are standard veterinarian bills for vaccinations, but then there's the unexpected veterinarian bills if the horse does get injured in any way. Then there's hoof care, there's things like deworming. So there's a lot of expenses that sometimes you don't think about, and it would be wise to talk to a current horse owner about that. The third thing is lifestyle. When you have a horse, it's a very different thing than having a bike that's parked in the garage. The horse does need exercise, it needs attention, it needs to be ridden at least somewhat routinely so that it remembers its training. And quite frankly, horses get bored if they're standing out in the pasture all the time. So you do need to give that horse some attention. Is your lifestyle suitable to that? If you're already too busy, a horse probably won't fit in. These are some of the things that you might think about before you get a horse. You also want to look at resources in your community where you can learn more about horse care. If you're buying a horse or considering buying a horse for a child, look at the 4-H program in your community. They have wonderful educational resources. Consider joining even if you don't have a horse and listen to what they have to say. You can also connect with other horse owners that way.